All right. So apologize for the inconvenience. I don't know what happened to the live stream, but I'm not dealing with that shit tonight. So I just went ahead, cut it off, and started the stream up on the mobile device. So again, apologize for the the mishap. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to just start over again because I don't know where the stream went bad. I don't know where everything kind of went off the rails with the so I'll just start over and say that I wasn't expecting what we got tonight from a number of different fronts. I'll start with the defense. This is kind of the defense I thought we were going to get when the season started. Now, I'm not here to pat the defense on their back all the way. Now, they do deserve some credit for what they did tonight because I was expecting an all-out assault and ass whooping tonight. And I was expecting to get embarrassed. And my begging and pleading with Vikings fans and players all week long, and my begging and pleading with the fellas to not embarrass us actually paid off. Now, generally, the fellas don't pay me any attention when I beg them to not embarrass me on primetime television. But the Vikings fans were very generous this week, and I think they had a big part in tonight's 19-9 loss. And so they kept it respectable, and I can appreciate that. But let's keep it a stat real quick if we can here on Thursday Night Football overtime. All right. One, the Vikings did not punt the entire night. Okay. Two, Kirk Cousins had 3 incompletions on the night. 23 of 26 for 285 yards. Okay. So damn near 300 on only 3 incompletions. Three, Dalvin Cook was 2 yards shy of 100. Now, some of that came towards the end of the game, but I don't care. 23 carries, 98 yards, and a touch. Also, they had one receiver. They had one guy that could hurt you. Okay? Stephon Diggs was it. Nobody gave a damn about Ola BC Johnson. His mama named him Ola BC. I'm going to call him Ola BC. All right? Damn with BC. Ola BC Johnson. One catch tonight. All right? The one guy that could hurt you. 7 catches. $143. Come on, guys. Come on. All right? And oh, by the way, yes, the Redskins did bend but not break tonight. All right? A bunch of trips to the red zone for the Vikings, only 1 touchdown. I can respect that. All right? Again, if they would have scored touchdowns on all of their trips to the red zone, this thing would have gotten ugly. But instead, the Redskins bowed their back, stood up strong, and forced them to have to settle for a bunch of field goals. So I can respect that. I also can respect the hustle on the first possession that netted the Redskins a fumble and a recovery. I can also respect the ability to get a stop on 4th and inches on a quarterback sneak, or 4th and 1, on a quarterback sneak. I respect that effort. But the defense was not great tonight. They were good. All right, but this is more along the lines, these last 2 weeks, more along the lines of what we thought we were getting when the season started. All right, this looks a lot like the defense we thought we were going to get. The defensive line, Matt Ioannidis, has been ridiculously good this season, especially the last couple weeks. Outstanding. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, I thought all of those guys played their asses off up front. They did some nice things on these twists and stunts and a little bit of the games they were running up front with Montez Sweat. I thought I saw him doing some nice things up front as well. So the linebackers were flowing to the football. I thought there were some good things done, and we'll talk about the Vikings here in a second. But I thought there were some good things done by this Redskins defense. And again, not giving up the touchdowns were huge in this game and creating opportunities for the offense. The turnover forced on the first possession, the 4th down stop in the third quarter that gave the Redskins the ball in great field position. And there were opportunities for this offense to do something. And for the last, I think it's now 20 quarters of football, the Redskins have went without a touchdown. No, it's got to be like 10 quarters. We scored in the third quarter of the Dolphins game. So 8 quarters of football plus the 1 in the fourth quarter. So 9 quarters of football without the Redskins scoring a touchdown. That's getting old fast offensively. Case Keenum was solid before he left the game due to concussion. And my biggest problem with what Case did tonight was that he refuses to leave the pocket and run and use his legs. And he's getting sacked. And when he gets sacked, We thought Kirk was bad with the football in the pocket, fumbling and stuff. Case Keenum may be worse. In any event, though, for those of you that want to complain about Dwayne, first of all, I was happy to see Dwayne in the game. I didn't want it to come at Case's expense, but I was happy to see him in the game. That was more than I bargained for. When I signed up for Vikings, Redskins, Thursday Night Football, I didn't think I was getting Dwayne Haskins in the game. That being said, again, this is why he needs to play. And for all of you Redskins fans that were bitching and complaining and that are going to bitch and complain, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't want to hear the shit. I don't want to hear it. All right, so if you're going to call in, if you're planning on calling in and bitching and complaining about Dwayne Haskins, I'm going to just stop you dead in your tracks and tell you I don't want to hear the shit. All right, this is why he needs to play. All right, this is what we've been talking about all along. For those of you who think he's just going to show up in the game and start making plays and slinging the ball all over the place, you got another thing coming. This is why he needs to play. This is why he needs the practice reps. This is why he needs to be prepared as the starter all week long. You can sit here and complain about the throw to McLaurin. It was a bad throw. I'm not going to sit here and defend him. He needs to make a better throw there. But you know what was more concerning to me? To hell with the throw to McLaurin. To hell with that throw to Adrian Peterson that should have been at worst knocked down. Probably at worst picked off, but at best knocked down. Somehow it got to Adrian Peterson. Shows a little bit of the arm strength there. But you know what was more concerning to me? On a third down, that you have everyone at the line of scrimmage confused. You're sending Trey Quinn in motion. He's got his hands up like this the entire time as he's going in motion saying, what the hell am I supposed to be doing on this play? He's moving as the snap is commenced. Everyone's looking around and saying, what are we doing on this play? What the hell is the play call? That's more concerning to me. That's what Jay Gruden talked about in the preseason when he said, we've got to get Dwayne ready to play. And right now he's not ready. He can't get everybody lined up. He's not able to set the protections correctly. That's the part that's disconcerting. But again, if he's practicing, if you're putting these things into the game plan and he is taking all of the reps, if he's preparing to start, you're going to have less of these situations arise in the ballgame, which is what he needs to practice all week, prepare as a starter, and then actually go out and start and stop getting into the games halfway into the game. All right. So this looked a lot like the Giants game, but this is the same exact scenario as the Giants game. Didn't take a lot of reps during the week of practice, wasn't prepared to start, got thrusted into the game, and wasn't ready. That's why he needs to play. Give him the reps and get him ready to play. Okay? And for those of you out there that think that this is just going to be this smooth transition, he's going to get in and start slinging touchdowns, young quarterbacks make mistakes. This is the growing pain. And I'm all for the growing pains, which is why I want them to come while we're 1-7, while we're 1-8, while we're 1-9, while we're 1-10, while we're 1-11. I want them to come now while the games don't matter as much. Okay? Put him in, let him learn, let him make his mistakes. He's going to make his fair share of plays as well, but let these things happen now while we're not good. Okay? So that when we start fresh at 0-0 and we want to really win games, he's not making the same mistakes. That's why he needs to play. Okay? So we find ourselves having this same conversation over and over and over again. Man, Adrian Peterson was good tonight. All right? Terry McLaurin looks like a beast. I told you, take me down road 29. All right? Route 29 looks like a damn good route to travel, man. Take me down that road. We went down that road, and we were exploring that road with a lot of success. Quinn Dunbar, injured again. We've been down these roads before, all right? We've been down here again. We know what these roads look like. It is what it is. I'm proud of the fellas for just not embarrassing us tonight. 19-9, not that damn bad. Not that bad at all. We got a long way to go with the development of Dwayne Haskins. We know this to be a fact, but you know what's stunting his growth? Him not playing, him not getting in the game, him not preparing all week long to be the starter. He needs those reps in practice. They need to implement a game plan that makes him comfortable and then be able to go out and execute. What you saw tonight, what you saw against the Giants in week number 4, those aren't indicative of what this guy is going to be when he's given the opportunity to prepare as the starter. But when you get thrusted into these situations and God forbid Case can't go and they decide to elevate Colt McCoy over Dwayne, Come on, what do we stop? Let him play. Damn. But as far as the Vikings are concerned, they were outstanding offensively. They just failed to get in the end zone tonight. And they did everything I thought they were going to do against this Redskins defense. They threw it, they ran it, they had success, and they just failed to get in the end zone, which I thought they were going to actually be able to cash in at least 2 or 3 of those opportunities. Instead, they were only able to cash 1 in and had to settle for 4 field goals from Dan Bailey. But offensively, they were sharp. Defensively, this team has a ways to go. I'm not impressed with the Vikings defense. We were able to run the football on them tonight. We were able to throw it. Detroit was able to throw it last week. We've seen teams have success throwing against this Vikings defense. Xavier Rhodes is a liability right now, but I mean, again, I think that they've got issues on that defense across the board. I mean, I like their front. I don't love their front, okay? And like I said, the 1 sack that they got was a great job by a veteran player in Shamar Stephen. He got away with a hold. If you watch that play, Eric Flowers was trying to fan out to Anthony Barr, and Stephen was holding on to him. And if you saw after the play, Donald Penn was irate because he got away with a hold. That's why he couldn't get over, because it was a simple 5-man pressure. It's not like they came with some exotic blitz and they came with 7 guys. They came with a 5-man pressure. Well, guess what? We had 5 guys to pick up a 5-man pressure. That wasn't hard. Everyone had a man to block. And the one guy that wasn't able to get to his man in time because he was being held ended up giving a free rusher to Dwayne Haskins that he couldn't handle. And so you end up with a sack in that situation. But that's nor here nor there. Bottom line is, I thought Kevin O'Connell did a great job calling the game tonight. Like I said, he did some really good things. This was a lot more creative. And it was a way to stay ahead of the sticks. Down and distance-wise, we weren't in a bunch of 3rd and longs tonight. And so I thought he did a really good job of mixing things up. Some screens, one to the tight end and one to Adrian Peterson, and, you know, keeping them off balance, some quick plays on first down. We've been running a bunch on first down, being very predictable. Well, they came out and threw it on first down a bunch, and McLaurin was able to get free and give us first down. You know what's great on first down? Another first down on first down. All right? So we was able to do that tonight as well. But getting back to the Vikings, this is a team that I look at, and I see a bunch of playmakers on offense. I see an offense that has a chance to be really dynamic. I see a defense that's solid but not great. I think that's the missing ingredient right now with this Vikings football team, is that you can score points on the Vikings. You can move the football. The Redskins are not good offensively, and we moved the football with great success early on in this football game. The entire first half, we moved the football. And I said, and I predicted this, that we were going to hang tough in the first half. And I thought the score, and I predicted 13-3 at halftime. It was 13-6. So I wasn't that far off. And I thought we were going to implode in the second half. Well, we didn't. So I was proud of the fellas for that. But I look at the Vikings, and I feel like they're missing some ingredients defensively. Like, they feel like a bend but don't break type of defense. But I feel like with a better offense, they will break. They will give up touchdowns, which we saw them give up 4 to Marvin Jones last week. So I'm not overly impressed with the Vikings defense, but I think their offense can be really dynamic this season, and they may have to lean on that offense moving forward in order to win ball games. But again, a win's a win's a win in the National Football League, and they get it done 19-9 over the Redskins. And so, with that being said, going to open up the phone lines. I already put the phone number in the chat, but I'll do it again for those of you who haven't had access to it. And so, phone number's there. I'm going to read comments, but I got a call, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Louie? This is Dustin.
What's going on, Dustin?
How you doing, man?
I'm hanging tough, man. What about yourself?
I'm doing good. Just first off, I want to say everybody needs to get off of Dwayne Haskins, ragging him. Mm-hmm. He's going to be fine.
Yep.
Give him some reps.
Yep.
He'll be all right. First off, Kevin O'Connell, awesome job play calling.
Yep.
Greg Minuski needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just lay that out there first and foremost? I don't know why we keep holding on to him. I know you don't want to make changes in the season other than your head coach, but how many screen passes can you throw?
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
In a row, you know what I mean? Before you make an adjustment,
right,
like an in-game adjustment. It's
right,
so frustrating, right?
Right. We saw 4 screens before we actually told guys, hey, don't rush up the field willy-nilly. Let's actually play screen. Took 4 of them. It's
I
ridiculous.
mean, it's just frustrating to see it. Like, you see it coming, make no adjustments. Second half, no blitzes, no pressure. 3rd and 19, you allow them to rush for a first down. You know what I mean? Like, no pressure on Kirk Cousins, who we know firsthand, you put pressure on Kirk Cousins, he is prone to make mistakes. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's the soft play calling from Greg Minuski. I don't know. I don't see halftime, you know, adjustments being made at all. I mean, Bill Callahan's doing his best, you know what I mean, to kind of rally the troops. But moving forward, you know, we're 1-7. Best thing we can do is just from here on out is just roll with Haskins, give him the experience that you're talking about, get him in game, let him learn, let him get the reps, because like we've been saying, week in, week out, we know what we got with Keenum.
Yeah.
But the big question mark is, what do we have with Haskins?
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point we're trying to establish. I don't understand why the coaching staff doesn't see it the same way, which is, hey, figure out plays that he's comfortable with and get him in the game and give him the reps to get everybody lined up, to get everybody on the same page. Like I said, the thing that was the most alarming to me in this game wasn't the overthrow to McLaurin over the middle of the field that got picked off. It was the fact that on a 3rd down in the game, everybody's confused. Nobody's on the same page. Trey Quinn's going in motion, doesn't know what he's going in motion for. He's got his hands up asking, what am I supposed to be doing? He's moving as the snap is commenced. Everyone on the offensive line is confused. That's why you get a holding penalty and 5 guys chasing Dwayne Haskins. He's running for his life, and nobody knows what the hell is going on. And there's a penalty on the play. Like, that can't happen, and that's part of the reason why you just need to make him the starter, get him the reps during the week, and get him ready to play. That just makes the most sense to me.
100%. He has to get the experience. And those kind of things, like getting his confidence in the huddle, understanding the plays, you know what I mean, becoming the leader that he needs to become, it just is repetition, muscle memory.
Right.
He needs to get in there. He needs to be able to be in the game to understand how to read defenses.
Yep.
Like when Anthony Barr came up, you see the blitzing linebacker on the left. All he has to do is just stop, let his line know that the guy's blitzing, and then Eric Flowers picks him up instead of him running free.
Yep.
You know,
and Flowers, Flowers tried to get over there, and as I said, Shamar Stephen with a veteran move, he held him. Like the official has to see that he held him so he could not get over there. And then it was funny after the play, Stephen looks back at the referee to see if he threw a flag, and he realized he got away with it. Like, you know,
the refs aren't throwing flags for us, man. It's always against us. I mean,
it is. What
do we do? It's always us against the team and the refs, but we can't do anything. Got to move forward with Haskins. Got to keep going forward. I don't know why. You know, another point being why Bruce Allen is so like stubborn and wanting to hold on to Trent Williams and like hold on to Josh Norman and even, I hate to say it, but even Ryan Kerrigan. Like, these are big contracts that really aren't producing much for us right now. We're in a rebuilding mode no matter what they want to say. They think, you know, they're delusional in the fact that they think that we're close. We're not.
Right.
We're a young team. We have a young core. We need to start making moves that reflect that, you know.
Absolutely.
I understand the whole point of, we don't want to move Trent Williams because we want to know exactly what pick we're getting. You know what I mean? But that's like de-escalating value right there.
Yep.
Because who knows? Like, you could give him to the Browns. Injury could happen, and we could have a top 5 pick, top 10 pick.
Exactly.
You know?
And
that's
my point.
The season's over, they're talking about, you know, maybe getting Nate Soldier from, you know, the Giants or getting somebody else from, you know, from the Eagles.
Yep.
Now the demand's down. Now you don't get anybody. Maybe now you get a late round pick. You know what I mean? Do you agree?
That's what I've been saying on the Redskins Nightly News. That
I know.
You got to be able to pull the trigger now. But I think Bruce is really content on bleeding Trent. I think he really wants to make a statement here. Like I said, this isn't about doing the logical thing or the thing that's best for the team. This is about him trying to prove a point. That's always the problem with Bruce Allen. So anyway, man.
Oh, one more point. And just from a physician standpoint, as I am, how frustrating I am with the Redskins medical staff. Like, you see Bryce Love needing another knee surgery.
Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry, but I have to speak from a medical professional standpoint. That is so I'm mind boggled by that fact, and Dr. Andrews, all these post-surgical infections and stuff like that. You see Alex Smith needing 17 surgeries on his leg. Like, that is not common practice. This is ridiculous. You got to move on from your medical staff. Your players have a problem with it for a reason. People in the profession see that it's a problem. They need to move on. Like, this is ridiculous.
So,
but that's all I have to say.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Dustin, man. Have a good one.
Yeah. You too, bro. Thanks.
No doubt. So apparently the word out on the street is that the surgery, the second surgery that he's having is it's like a minor procedure to clean up some things to actually further the rehab process and to actually speed it up. So for whatever it's worth, that's what I'm hearing from people. But whatever. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Hello?
Hey.
All right. Moving right along, let's get to some comments. If there are any phone lines still open. Okay, here we go. Got another call. Gonna go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
This is Santiago.
What's going on, Santiago?
What's going on, Lou?
Talk to me, man.
Man, hey, look, we on the Redskin tip. Does it seem like to me that Case Keenum have bogus injuries or something? Because I don't understand that. Because I watched that whole first half. When did he catch a concussion?
Oh, what they showed it right after the first play of the second half when he got slammed down. His head hit the turf. That was legit.
Okay, because I know like the first one when he was talking about the Chicago game when he get it was kind of a little lyrics for me, and I didn't really get to see it. I'm like you, I'm really wishing and I'm hoping and I'm praying that they go ahead and put Haskins in. You got a good point. They got to let Haskins get the reps. Mm-hmm. If this man does not get the rep, he's not going to be able to go forward. I could tell. Wasn't me? Could you tell the difference when O'Connell was calling the plays?
Yeah,
I could tell. Like the last 2 weeks for sure, you could tell that Callahan was more prevalent on the rushing, doing the rushing in. Yep. And so now here it is. Tonight, I could tell that it was more O'Connell. Yeah. Could you tell the difference?
Hell yeah. That, by far, Santiago, you could definitely tell the influence was there. Like the screen game and how they were doing different things to get other guys involved. And I think the most telling thing was the fact that on first down, it wasn't a run on every first down. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't afraid to throw it on first down. And the best time to throw the football is on first down because the other team is looking for a run. And we've been so predictable this year running on first down. And he came out and he had Case throwing the football on first down, and we were picking up first downs on first down. What a concept.
It felt good because I'm really hoping that we do give O'Connell at least a chance. If he continues to keep going, I could tell the way he was trying to protect Haskins. Haskins, that ball is sailed just a little bit, but I'm like you. That is a part of him not being able to get in there. He is used to Terry McLaurin in college. He is accustomed to this man's running routes. But when you go into the NFL level, that's a whole other different level. He's got to be able to have the time to know when you're playing the NFL defense and how to be able to hit Terry McLaurin in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That right there, you could tell the way he was trying to make sure that he sailed just a little bit because he was trying to get it over the top of the linebacker, but drop it in right in front of the safety. And, outside there, I'm proud of my team. We got a lot of good young nucleus. I got people who look and they see that our defense is stopped. But now I'm like, man, that just got me to stop talking to you. if we once we get rid of Mineski and then get a defensive coordinator, where did the blitz stop? Why did the blitz stop? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Kirk. I know we done had Kirk. I'm like you. I watch football, but you couldn't tell that Kirk was. He could tell that pressure was coming. When that pressure was coming, I love the way Matt Ioannidis was coming at him. He was coming at him like, "Hey, I didn't get to do this while we was in practice when you was here to watch it. Guess what? I'm coming at you."
Yeah. It was fun to watch, man. That defensive line they were playing ball tonight, man. That was fun to watch. That was fun to watch.
But,
sure.
Hey, look, I just wanted to make sure I dropped in on you. You know what I'm saying, Louie?
Yep.
Too. Look, man, hey, Louie, it's sad. I know that it's coming to. I'm looking at it as, hey, I'm ready for next year. But at the same instance, we gotta be able to see Haskins, man. Can we see Haskins? I know you watch football. Do you think that they're gonna honestly go ahead and say, "Hey, let's go ahead and make this man start next game"?
Look, I've already heard reports that if Case is healthy, he's going to start, which is what Bill Callahan had said all along, that Haskins was not going to start prior to the bye week. But if Case Keenum is not able to go due to that concussion, Haskins would reportedly get the start, is what Callahan said at the presser. So, for what that's worth. My biggest fear was if Keenum wasn't able to go, if Case Keenum wasn't able to go, that they would just say, "All right, Colt, you're in." That was my biggest fear. But sounds like they're going to give him an opportunity if Case isn't able to go. So we'll see what happens, Santiago, man. But
Well then, hey, I appreciate you taking the time and what you do. Hey, look, like I said before, together we have, bro.
Hey, indeed. Have a good one, man.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right. So, that's good news, man. That's good news to know that if Dwayne is going to be next in line if Case cannot go. We'll see what happens. But we got a call. Going to go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What it do, Lou? It's the Black L.A.B, man.
What's going on, Black L.A.B?
Same old drama. I couldn't let this be an all-calling Redskins show. I couldn't let that happen.
Hey, look, man. I didn't expect it to be, but if y'all gonna let us dominate, man, we gotta get a dub somewhere, right?
Hey, listen. I held this game into the regards of how you say it. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty, and it was a dub.
It was a
so
dub.
Take it.
You take it any way you can get it, man. For sure.
The boys was playing on a short week. 40% of our offense was out with feeling. So I'll take it. I'm a little wary of. I raised 3 points. I'm wary on the offensive line. We shouldn't be playing like that at home with all the holds. A lot of them come from Pat F line.
Yeah. But look, your offensive line is solid. It's not great. You know that.
Yeah.
So, and
but the last couple of weeks, they were looking like they was putting them up in one of the upper echelons of one of the best lines in the league. Even I knew that was a facade.
Of course. But you also knew who you were playing, too. You were playing teams that weren't really going to get after the quarterback, that were going to allow you time back there to throw the football, and you took advantage of that. The Giants don't get pressure on the quarterback. The Lions aren't really that great at getting to the quarterback, and I forgot the other game that was sandwiched in between the two, but the Eagles. Eagles haven't really done a great job of getting pressure on the quarterback, but
so I don't know what's going on.
yeah, and they've been a little disappointing this year, but at the end of the day, you've taken advantage of that, and that's what you do. That's what good teams do. You take advantage of opportunities that are presented to you, and you've done that over this 4-game stretch. And Kurt's been fantastic. He was fantastic again tonight. Only 3 incompletions.
Yeah.
You didn't find the end zone. But like you said, without Thielen, you knew it was going to be tough sledding. I'm just disappointed that we knew the one guy that could hurt us was 14, and we still let him go for 7 and $143. So that's a sign of a good offense when we know it's coming and you still can't stop it. And we knew Dalvin Cook was coming, and we still couldn't stop him either. So it was good execution by your offense. I'm more concerned about your defense.
Yeah,
because our offense stinks, and we were moving the football.
I think Zim's going to have to give up play calling duties coming down the pike because I don't know what's going on. They may need our defensive coordinator is George Edwards, but that's pretty much of just a position he holds.
Yeah, that's just the title.
Defensive call.
Yeah, that's just title.
He has to get that up at some point.
Yeah, something's got to give.
And I've never been a fan of giving cornerbacks quarterbacks big contract money. Because Rhodes, my God. Rhodes was open tonight for McLaurin on anything him and Case Keenum wanted.
Yep.
I ain't know what was going on. They was playing two off of him. I don't know what's going on with Rhodes.
Look, man. Like I said, he's lacking confidence. It's really all it boils down to. The cornerback position is all about confidence. Like Josh Norman right now has zero confidence in his abilities. None. That's why he's getting toasted. And the same things can be said for Xavier Rhodes. That pass interference, he was there. He just didn't look. Why? Because he don't have no confidence. He didn't get his head around because he's scared to look. So
that's the main part of the position. You gotta turn around.
You gotta turn around and find the football, man. But when you are not confident in your abilities, you panic. When you panic, you get pass interference. So
he looks panic on that
yep.
play. I don't know what's going on with that. And pretty much besides that, I mean, yeah, like you said, our defense is we getting towards that bend don't break. Eric Kendricks is still balling because it was a play right there when he made y'all were in the red zone.
And you talking about on the screen?
On a pass.
Yeah, when he knocked the screen away.
Yeah, that was. Yep. I was like, man, Kendricks is balling, man.
Yeah.
Like, can't take that away from him.
Yep.
And of course, Hunter got another
sack forced fumble, and Keenum's got to just get out of the pocket, man. He kills me just standing back there. I'm like, bro, run.
I didn't know Keenum had such a fumble problem. I mean,
yeah, he's just like Kurt in that regard. He'll put it on the cup. He got real small hands, man. And I know that my guys out there, he gonna kill me for talking about the size of another man's hand, but
I found it kind of ironic that in the Vikings first drive, Steph fumbled it, and then on the first drive, Keenum fumbled it. I said, look at that, the two people who accounted for the Minneapolis Miracle.
Putting the ball on the carpet.
Shit the bed, apparently.
Hey, man. I appreciate y'all not giving us work tonight, though, man. I really do.
Hey, listen, it looked like we was a little tired out there, so I mean.
Hey, I take it any way I can get it, man. I was just asking for some reprieve tonight. Like, do not embarrass us. And y'all say, hey, man, we got y'all. Don't worry about it. Hey, I appreciate that.
And I wanted to bring up AP. I've been feeling a little indifferent about him. I mean, I know AP. He my guy. He's a legend. But I read an article from Alex Boone.
I was about to say, did you hear that audio from Alex?
No, I didn't hear the audio. I read the article.
Oh man, I posted. I actually retweeted it on my Twitter feed. That was some pretty heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, and I seen it. I read that article, and then I seen the quote that AP said today about how he built that stadium. I'm like, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
AP's a selfish.
Yeah.
Stadium, man.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the same thing Deion Sanders always say about Atlanta. That's the house that I built. You know, when you're that good of a player and you feel like you've had that much influence on a franchise, you get big-headed and you say things like that. But I mean, I could see Adrian being a little selfish. I can. I don't know the man personally, but I there's probably some truth to that. Alex Boone didn't sound like a guy that needed to say that to get any kind of recognition or say, look at me. I mean, he sounded like he was genuinely speaking from the heart, man. Like I said, you need to hear it. You need to hear it.
Yeah,
reading it doesn't do it justice, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I gotta get on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but I'm gonna definitely just get on it just because you know me. But,
hey, come on, man.
We got this little break coming up. Good luck to you guys the rest of the way. Hopefully y'all can.
Hey, we don't need that. Hey, but same to you, bro.
Well, hopefully y'all get your guy Haskins out there.
Thank you. Now that we'll take that all day long, man. Appreciate that.
Hopefully y'all get him out there and score to my Vikings. We're gonna enjoy this break, and hopefully we don't got Mahomes coming up. Hopefully.
Hey, look, man, don't be begging for dudes to be missing games over here, man.
Listen, the way Xavier out there looking, listen.
Hey, I feel you on that, bro. Absolutely. Hey, Blackout be easy, bro.
Yes, sir. Likewise. Go.
Oh, man. Anyway, let's see. Got another call coming in. Go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Hello? All right. Phone lines are open. Make sure there ain't no super chats in here that I missed. All right. So, anyway, another call coming in. Phone lines are lit. Hello, you're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What's going on, Louie? It's JP. How you doing?
What's going on, JP?
Well, as you can, not really good, honestly. As you can tell, I sound really scorned. I sound really disgusted, and I can't. I'm gonna try to keep it PG-13 because I have like so much bullshit I have to say, but because this is a kids program, I'm gonna keep it PG-13. God damn it, man. I'm so disgusted with the way this offense played tonight, other than Adrian Peterson, and the fact that I'm not going to trash Dwayne Haskins because I wanted him to play, and I'm like you, I want the kid to play. I want him to get the experience. If he throws picks, he throws picks. So what? You people that want him, what are you going to put him back on the bench for? To go with Colt McCoy? I mean, what are we talking about here? Hello?
I'm here. I mean, you said you had a lot to say. I'm trying to let you get it out before we move on to the next caller.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like you said, I'm not going to bash Haskins. But that pick really, really killed our chances of even getting back in this game. And I thought that with Haskins playing, I thought we actually had a chance to win because Keenum wasn't doing a damn thing. I mean, at this point, we got to go with the kid the rest of the season. All right? That's just my personal opinion. We need to stick with Haskins. I don't care. You want to, even if he plays bad, you can't bench him. Because that's going to ruin his confidence. That's going to kill his career. We can't go back to Case Keenum. I'm telling you right now, Lou, if we go back to Case Keenum and we stick Haskins on the bench again, I'm going to be really, really upset.
Well, you might as well get upset right now because Bill Callahan already said if Keenum's healthy, he's starting next week versus the Bills.
Oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. I mean, well, the thing that I do have to take away from it is that our defense actually played better than I thought. Mm-hmm. I thought that the Vikings offense was going to gash us early because, and I think, let me tell you something right now. If they had Thielen, they would have put up 40 points on us easily. Mm-hmm. And I'm surprised, and I'm pretty surprised with how well the defense played. I thought the defensive line, I thought Deron Payne balled out, Jonathan Allen balled out, Matt Ioannidis balled out. I mean, the defense played well. I mean, let's not get it twisted, but the offense just couldn't get going.
Facts. Yep.
Are you surprised with the way this defense played? Because I know you and I have both said that we want Manus to be gone, but he called a really good defensive game plan tonight.
They were okay. I wouldn't go as far as to say they played well. They played okay. I mean, we didn't force a punt the entire night. We got one stop on a fourth down, and we forced a fumble. But other than that, they pretty much moved the football up and down the field. We played bend but don't break defense. I mean, Kirk Cousins, 3 incompletions, 2 of them were drops, or 1 was a drop and 2 were throwaways with instant pressure. So didn't really get to Kirk, didn't disturb him at all. Too many roughing the passer penalties and 15-yard penalties that we gave up, helmet to helmet contact, that sort of thing. Dalvin Cook almost rushed for 100 yards. They were good. They weren't great. I wouldn't go as far as to say they played really well. I just think they didn't give up touchdowns in the red zone. And that was probably the difference between this thing being 31 to 9 versus 19 to 9. So it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought we just couldn't get off the field on third down. That was our only problem. Our third down defense, it was bad last year. It's even worse this year. And we just need guys to stop. We just need guys to stop the offense on third down. That's all we need. And
it would be nice.
The fact that and I really thought that it looked like Dalvin Cook. Every time they ran it on the third down, Dalvin Cook was past the down marker. We couldn't tackle him. That dude's probably one of the hardest players to tackle in the league right now, straight up. And it's simple. We need to fix this third down defense. I want third
I disagree with you there, and I appreciate the call, JP. I'm gonna take that one and keep it moving, but I disagree with you on the McLaurin take. I thought Terry McLaurin was outstanding tonight in the opportunities that he got. He 4 targets, 4 catches. On the 5th target that he got, PI down to the 3 yard line, set us up in prime position to score a touchdown, and we just failed to get in. And I thought that's the one part of the field where I thought we struggled play calling wise tonight. I didn't love the play calls down by the end zone, but outside of that, I thought that KOC was out tonight. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Tracy.
What's going on, Tracy?
Hey, what's going on, man? I was just listening to how y'all was talking about how good the defense played and all that. Man, I was just thinking, man, maybe they didn't really play all that good because it's maybe 3 plays that I can name that they went to 3-4 times that we didn't stop. You remember how they kept running the
screen
stretch play to the left side? Right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I saw it was on one of those third down plays. They ran the stretch play. It was on like damn 3rd and medium or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we were playing so good, we would have stopped that. I feel like in the beginning when they were going to Stephon Diggs heavy like that, we couldn't stop it. On that last one of the last few drives when it was like maybe 8 minutes left on the clock, and I think we were down maybe 10 or some shit like that. We actually still had time. You know, Haskins wasn't playing good. We still had a little bit of time to try to make something shake. That 3rd and 19 at the end, they ran a draw play and part of like the Red Sea. I said, man, here go the bullshit again. To me, the defense didn't play all that good. Number 65 from Minnesota, I kept hearing him getting called for holding calls, which fucked up a lot of their drives.
Yep.
I'm not giving Minuski as much credit maybe as you guys are, because to me, I don't think they.
Hey, Tracy, don't lump me in with the rest of them people that are telling you the defense played well. I didn't say they played well tonight. I said they played okay. They didn't play well. As I mentioned, we didn't force a punt the entire night. Okay? The Vikings did not punt one single time. All right? Kirk Cousins had 3 incompletions for almost 300 yards. They had 1 receiver to throw the ball to, and he had 7 catches for 143 yards. All right?
It looked effortless too, man.
It was easy money. Easy money. He ran a slant, and I swear to you, Fabian Moreau went in 6 different directions.
Yeah, it was that play where the commentator said, Stephon Diggs is so fast. Look at his ability to turn Fabian Moreau all the way around.
Fabian Moreau did an entire spin move.
That was just fucking Stephon Diggs having his way. That's all that was.
Yeah, you didn't hear me say the defense played well. That didn't come out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'll correct myself on that. You told the last guy, I think his name was JP, you did tell me they didn't play well.
Yeah.
But my other thing is this, man. I was on the first chat tonight when I guess you was having connection problems or something, man. I question with the Redskins fans, man, like, damn, do they want Haskins to be good or do they want him to be bad? Because I can't tell. What do you think?
You know what I think? They're fed up with this entire organization and they just want instant gratification. And that's not how it works. Okay? These fans just want to win and they want to win now. And when they see Haskins come in and he throws interceptions, they just see a guy. And I'm about to do a video on just quarterbacks in general and how long is it that you are supposed to give these guys before you start really thinking that it's time to move on. And it seems like fans have gotten over the years more and more impatient with quarterbacks. I mean, hell, the Cardinals last year gave up on Josh Rosen after like 10 games. Like, it's getting worse and worse and worse to the point now where if you come in and you play bad and poorly in one game, oh, you a bust. Everybody loves to throw that word around. I don't even have conversations with people that throw around the B word like it's, like it's the word
He's definitely not a bust, man. The man played like something stupid like 13 13 games in college or something like
Yeah,
that.
come on, man. Be for real. Be serious.
So to
Yeah.
add on to that, do you think would you have rather had traded for Rosen last year, or are you cool with Haskins?
No, I'm fine with Haskins. I don't have a problem. Remember, I wasn't the biggest Haskins fan coming into the draft. I thought there were other quarterbacks that were better than him, but at 15, it is what it is. I would have went in a totally different direction, but that's no here nor there. It doesn't make any sense to revisit that. He's here now. I've seen things from him that I didn't see necessarily at Ohio State that I think you can build upon, but the guy needs to play. He needs the reps. He needs the reps in practice. He needs them to put together a game plan that gives him the best chance to succeed. And the thing that is going to make him better is confidence. That's what every player in this league, no matter, irregardless of position, what you need to succeed is you need confidence. You know how he's going to gain confidence? By playing more, by making good plays, by them putting him in positions to succeed. He needs to play more. Bottom line, he needs more reps.
Yeah, and my last thing is it's kind of a two-part question. One is what the hell is going on with Geis? Because with the way this league is now, I don't like AP's running style. As much as I respect him and I know he's GOAT, I don't really rock with AP. And two, our offense sucks, right? Outside of McLaurin. I'm kind of thinking that maybe that's Trey Quinn and Paul Richardson. That everyone loves Trey Quinn, but me, man, he's nothing spectacular. He'll get the 2-3 open catches that the system brings his way. He got like some slight juice after the catch, but to me, he's not all that great. So tell me what you think about what's holding our offense back, other than what's being the Redskins. But keep doing your thing, man. I watch the show every day, man, and I like what you're doing, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it. So let me ask you this before you go. So you think McLaurin's not special? Is that what you're saying?
You say that again?
You think McLaurin's not special? That's what you said?
Oh, hell no.
Oh,
I think
okay.
McLaurin is special. I think the reason that our offense is not good is because Trey Quinn and Paul Richardson is not good.
Okay.
I think McLaurin is the only good target he has.
I got you. I
think Sprinkle sucks. I think Trey Quinn is not like everyone's saying. And Paul Richardson, I think he's just soft and a pretty boy.
Okay. I got you. All right. Okay. Cool beans. Hey, appreciate it, man.
You too, now.
Take care. So, look, I personally think Trey Quinn is solid. I don't think he's anything special, but I think he's a quality NFL receiver that you can win with. Same with Paul Richardson. My biggest thing, and to answer your Geis question, Geis is eligible to come off of IR after the bye week. So that's the target date for him versus the Jets, week 11, and that's the first time we'll see Darius Geis potentially. But we'll see what happens. Got a call, gonna go ahead and take it. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm doing well. Who am I talking to?
It's Jay.
What's going on, Jay?
I'm all right, man. Just finished watching the game with my dad, and you know what I was thinking? I kind of disagree with you.
Is this the Dolphins fan, Jay?
Yeah, but my dad is a Russian.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool beans. What's going on?
Yeah. So I'm sitting here. I came over to watch the game with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is sickly, and one thing that my dad loved, bro, is the Washington Redskins. So me and my girl and my daughter, we went over to watch the game with him, and he's disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him having a debate, right?
Right.
I feel I gotta disagree with you and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like we should put Haskins back on the field this year. And let me tell you why, bro. We have a first-year offensive coordinator that has never coached, that has never called plays. They don't have a lot of talent on the offensive side besides McLaurin. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like when we throwing Haskins out there and then putting him back on the bench, you're destroying his confidence. You got the fan base. And listen, I'm not going to trash the fan base because I understand. I understand that the fan base, they want to win. And every fan base wants that quarterback. Every fan base wants that Aaron Rodgers. Every fan base wants that Tom Brady. That's what my Dolphins going through right now. Josh Rosen came in to play 2 games. They said, listen, he's not the guy. We don't want to see him no more. Every fan base wants that guy. Now, the problem that I have with throwing Haskins out there, Lou, if you're trying to get a head coach, if you're a top-notch head coach, right, and you're looking at the Washington Redskins and you seeing Dwayne Haskins struggle, how do you feel that will affect a head coach? Because listen, if you bring a head coach in, they have to believe in Dwayne Haskins. Mm-hmm. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
They have to believe in Dwayne Haskins. So every time we throw, and listen, we throwing them out there on prime time. We throwing them out there, so the whole world can see his struggles. It's one thing, when you got a bad child and your child acts out. It's one thing for your child to act out at home, but when the whole, when everybody else see him, then you start getting in your feelings because people start calling your child bad. You start getting in your feelings because people start saying your child have behavior. But then you got to really think about, we know he's not ready. If he's not ready and we don't have the right people around to coach him up, we just going to throw him out there and just have him throwing just have him out there making mistakes. I think we should sit him. I think we should sit him, Lou, until we get a head coach, an offensive-minded coach that can come in and coach him up and develop him. Because if you keep putting bad tape, listen, the organization is already going to have, in my opinion, trouble bringing in a head coach because it's dysfunctional. So you're already going to have a coach. You're already going to have a hard time bringing in a coach. Now you got a quarterback, a rookie quarterback, that you got to convince a head coach. This is our guy. This is the guy that we believe if you can coach this guy up, he could be our next Aaron Rodgers. He can be our next. You know what I'm saying? He can lead this team. So I want your opinion. Is it even worth throwing him out there when you don't have the right offensive mind around to coach him up?
How do you know they don't have the right offensive mind? I thought what Kevin O'Connell did tonight was phenomenal. How do you know they don't have a guy right now on the roster, on the coaching staff, that is potentially the next head coach of the Washington Redskins? You don't know. I mean, this is the thing. And when you're a fan of the team, and if you follow them as closely as we do, because your dad is a fan, I don't know if you do or not, but you would know that, and they keep talking about it, so I don't know how you wouldn't know that Kyle Shanahan was in the building, Sean McVay was in the building, Matt LaFleur was in the building. They're trying to guard against letting the next one of those guys leave Redskins Park. They think Kevin O'Connell could be that guy. We're not sure, which is why we want him to call the plays. We got to actually see him. We can tell the difference between Miami and San Francisco last week and tonight. Kevin O'Connell was calling the plays tonight. This looked like a guy that came from that Sean McVay, Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan.
No. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Washington Redskins scored 17 points against the Miami Dolphins, probably the worst defense, the worst team in the league.
Right.
They was missing Xavier Howard, and you only put up 17 points.
Right.
Last week you put up 0 points.
Right.
Today you put up 9 points.
Right.
Wayne Haskins came in and struggled. I seen all I needed to see from Kevin O'Connell.
Well, you weren't listening, Jay. You weren't listening. Jay. You weren't listening. Because I just said against Miami, that wasn't Kevin O'Connell calling the plays. That was Bill Callahan. Okay. I said last week against the San Francisco 49ers, that wasn't Kevin O'Connell. This was the first time we actually got to see Kevin O'Connell call the plays. Granted, it was 9 points. I give you that. And I didn't think his play calling was all that great inside the red zone. Okay, that's when I thought he struggled with his play calling. However, I saw some really good things tonight. All right, I saw him mixing it up. That's why we were able to move the football with such success tonight. Because there was creativity, there was diversity in the play calling. All right, so I felt like we saw the makings of a guy that got into a rhythm, into a groove, calling plays, and did a really good job of keeping the defense off balance. He said, Dwayne Haskins, to go back to your earlier point, in order to assess him, you need to put him on the field. If you don't play him, you do not know what you have. Now, I hear what you're saying about lack of targets and the offensive line. It's not going to be perfect. This league is not set up for everything around the quarterback to be perfect. You have to be able to go out, execute the game plan, and make something out of nothing. The thing that makes quarterback and separates quarterbacks in this league Anybody can play behind, or should be at least, able to play behind an offensive line that protects you and guys are wide open. You should be able to do your thing. It's when things break down, when things don't go the way that they're supposed to, can you still find a way to make plays and get the job done? That's what you're going to see. And if you struggle, how do you handle that mentally? Because you can't have a mentally soft quarterback. You have to be mentally tough at that position. So you put Dwayne in, and I want to see how he handles adversity. We are 1-7. At certain points, you're going to have guys that mentally check out of ball games. How does Dwayne Haskins rally the troops? How does he handle throwing an interception and coming back into the game? How does he handle being down 3 points late in the ball game with 1 minute and 47 seconds left and 1 timeout and having to travel 43 yards to get us in the field goal range? Or down 5 late in the ball game with no timeouts and 1 minute and 29 seconds left and having to take us down the field and get into the end zone. I need to see how he responds to these situations. And what happens if you're down 5 and you've got 17 seconds left on the clock and you're at the 8-yard line and you throw a back-breaking pick? How do you respond to that kind of adversity? I need to know these things. You know how I don't find those things out? By him sitting on the damn bench.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna let somebody else come in. If I'm a head coach and I'm sitting at home, and I know that the Washington Redskins job is available, you know, and the Washington Redskins organization is trying to sell me that Dwayne Haskins is the guy. I believe that Dwayne Haskins is the guy. I'm just like you. I believe that he should play. I don't know if he got the right coaches around. If he's not ready, I don't know if he has the right coaches around him that he's going to be able to put film on tape so the next head coach can see, okay, well, maybe they do got something. My only problem is if you just say you start Haskins next week, Lou, and he throws 4 picks. To us as fans, we don't care because the season is over. We want to go see if Dwayne Haskins is the guy, but a guy who's coming in that's already coming to a dysfunctional organization, and we know there's a slight chance when you coming in and you don't develop that quarterback, you may be losing your job in the first year. We've seen it in Arizona with Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen never developed, and the guy lost his job. So only thing I'm saying is, what do you think about at least we can say, well, listen, we seen Dwayne Haskins in practice. He's, we didn't play him because we didn't feel like he was ready yet. We didn't feel like we had the right coaching staff around him. But we seen him in practice. But when you got him on real time in the game and you see him throwing 3 or 4 interceptions and everybody can see it, including the coach that you're trying to hire, knowing that my job is dependent on Dwayne Haskins' development. Like you're a Redskins fan, Lou. You don't care if Dwayne Haskins go out there and throw 3 or 4 interceptions. You just want to see him play because the season is over. But I'm talking about coming from a experienced head coach that's putting his job in this rookie. It will be putting his job in his second-year player hand. You understand what I'm saying? Is that making sense?
Yeah, this is the thing. So, you know what would be worse as a coach coming in here? If Dwayne doesn't play and you just want me to come in here and coach him off faith. You know what I would much rather see? I'd much rather have some tangible tape I can look at. Things that I can assess to see if, in fact, this is a guy that I can coach up. You know,
college tape, right?
But the college tape isn't the NFL tape. He didn't run a pro scheme at Ohio State. He didn't play against NFL defenses at Ohio State. The college tape is college tape. It's exactly what it is. It's college tape. You know, there are certain things you take from college tape. You take fundamentals, you take moxie, poise, but you're not looking at him breaking down NFL defenses. College defenses are vanilla, which is why these guys have cartoonish numbers. I need to see what he can do against NFL defenses. When guys are disguising coverages, when his head is spinning, because it looks like cover 2, but it's really cover 3. Or he thinks it's man, but they just got him. Man, they made it look like man. It was man on the left side, but they were playing zone on the other side. I need to see how he processes information. Game's moving a lot faster. This ain't Rutgers you playing against. All right? So I need to see the tape. I want to see him play. The worst thing you could do is tell me that I got to take Dwayne Haskins off faith. I'd much rather see the tape. And I'll just leave you with this. The same thing happened in St. Louis. Los Angeles now, but it was St. Louis then with Jared Goff. Man, was he horrible. But guess what Sean McVay had? Tape to watch, to assess. Can I take this guy and turn him into a viable NFL quarterback? The answer was yes. You see where they are now?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Gotta play.
You're right.
Gotta play.
You're right, bro. I guess I'm still on that. I don't. You know, you got a coach in Kevin that he's trying to experiment, and I don't. You know, he's trying to find his way as an offensive coordinator, and I don't know if when you got a rookie that's struggling. Well, I'm not gonna say Dwayne Haskins is struggling, but an unexperienced rookie that we need to be developed. We knew that he was going to need to be developed. You know what I mean? That's why I wasn't in favor of firing Jay Gruden. You know, fire Jay Gruden at the end of. It was best for me to see Jay Gruden be fired at the end of the year. Who was going to play Dwayne Haskins? But I understand what you're saying. Maybe I'm just looking from a different point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all good, Jay. I appreciate you chiming in, bro. Have a good one, man. Take care.
All right, thanks, bro.
No doubt. Excuse me. So, that's a nice spirited conversation, man. I always have those with Jay, man, and really appreciate his insight. At the end of the day, though, there's no reason for Haskins not to play. There's nothing that anybody can say to me to convince me otherwise either. You're on live with your man Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? Turn your monitor down, man. It's loud in the background. It's echoing.
Oh, my fault.
You good?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
What's up, Louie? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Who I'm speaking with?
It's Danye.
What's going on, Diane?
Yeah, I just had a few points. Okay, the first thing is, I'm just going to talk about what Callahan said in the presser.
Okay.
Okay, one, I truly don't believe that we should go back to Keenum, even if he is healthy, because the first time was cool, okay, wherever Haskins did bad, start Keenum again. But the second time, I just think that if we start him again, then that's just going to ruin Haskins, like, in the long run. That's the first thing. You can't do it twice. Yeah, he's talking about developing him and all that, but if you bench him again, how is he going to develop? Like, Keenum's getting us L's. Like, we're getting L's regardless, so why keep playing him? Like, what can Haskins do any worse? And the second thing is, to go back to the game, everybody's saying the defense played okay. I was watching the same game. I think we actually played bad on defense. Haskins only threw the ball like 5 times, and we weren't really even giving him a chance to like go back on the field. Like, I don't know if you watched the last drive.
Yep.
They were at like the 25, and they ran the ball like 12 times.
Yep.
Ran the clock down all the way. They had the ball for like 8 minutes. They kept getting first downs. 3rd and 19 had like a 25-yard run.
Yep.
Like, Haskins like barely even played the second half.
Yeah. I when I turned the game off at the very end, as I was walking into the office to start this stream, I said to myself, the defense didn't really give Dwayne Haskins many opportunities. I think he only had 3 drives in the second half.
Exactly.
You know, and that was frustrating because we didn't get to see him enough. You know, it felt like we got cheated almost. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
From a standpoint of, man, he's in. All right, let's see what he can do. And before you knew it, it was over. You know,
Exactly.
Some of it his fault because he wasn't able to extend drives. But at the same time, it's the defense's job to get off the field, get the ball back to the offense, and give him some opportunities. And they just failed to do that. And like I said, I think the defense was okay tonight. I don't think they were terrible. But because if they were terrible, then we would have given up 40 points tonight. But they weren't good enough. Let's just be frank and candid. They weren't. Somebody, you know, JP was trying to talk about how they played well. They didn't play well. Let's not get carried away. All right. As I mentioned, the Vikings did not punt one single time tonight at all. All right.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, 3 incompletions tonight for 285 yards. They had 1 receiver out on the field that could hurt us, and we let him hurt us for 7 for 143. All right. Dalvin Cook, 23 carries, 98 yards and a touchdown. And, oh, by the way, probably another 5 catches for 70 yards because we couldn't defend a screen pass. It took us 4 screens to realize, oh, they're running a screen. Let's stop it.
Exactly. Yeah, to add on that, the defense, I feel like it was a fluky performance. The Vikings did whatever they want when they wanted to. I feel like they really weren't even trying. They could have thrashed our ass if they really wanted to. Like they were just game managing. Like the defense just looked good because of how they were play calling. It was soft play calling, and they were still running the ball all over us and throwing it.
Yeah.
Like you said, he only had 3 incompletions. Like I don't get it.
Yeah. You know what? It could have been worse. I'm not going to complain because they only scored 19 points. I thought they were going to score 30 something, possibly 40. And so 19-9, I'll take it. I'll move on. I'm just, as you are, I'm just disappointed that Dwayne didn't get more opportunities. The defense, it would have been nice if they could have gotten some stops and got the ball back to the offense so we could have seen more of Dwayne. Because, again, we don't know when the next time we're going to see him.
Right. I mean, I already know Keenum's gonna start again, but like it's just about to be so ass when he starts again. Like I just know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Hey man, I appreciate you chiming in, man.
Yeah, just one more thing about Haskins though.
Go ahead.
Just how everybody's like bashing him. I just feel like in both games he went in, like it was a bad situation, and like he really needs to just get the full reps now.
Yep.
Like if they're in both bad situations that like you can't really judge them off that.
Absolutely. I've been saying that every single time. I started out the show by saying that exact same thing. That's why he just needs to, they need to name him the starter. He needs to take all of the reps. He needs to be able to have the game plan installed with him in mind so that they can go to Haskins, hey, do you like this play? Do you not like this play? And they can start to construct a game plan that gives him the best chance to succeed. It's really simple. So, hey, man, thanks a lot for calling in, man. You have a good one.
Yeah, appreciate you.
No doubt. All right. So, another call coming in. Phone lines are lit. You're on live with your man, Louie T. Who am I speaking with?
What's good, Lou? This Corey.
What's going on, Corey?
Man, same old, man. Just got done watching the game. Look, I'm with you, man. This is the perfect time to start playing Dwayne Haskins and continue to let him play throughout the rest of the season. If it's all going to be bad tape, you know what? Give me all of that bad tape. Because whoever the next head coach may be, whether you want to go in the direction of Kevin O'Connell or if you want to go with a different direction and tell that next head coach, like, look, this is Dwayne, this is our guy, this is who we're rolling with, then that gives him the opportunity, just like you said earlier before, the way that Sean McVay had with Jared Goff, to sit down and say, okay, yeah, I could do something with this kid. And to top it off, you've already given me a receiver that he's already got good chemistry with coming from college. All we have to do is kind of transition into the NFL. Perfect. We'll add some more weapons. Go ahead and set up this offensive line to protect them a little bit better. And we'll go ahead and from there, and we'll develop him. And I'll see you in about 5 years. That should be the mentality that this organization and this coaching staff should have right now. Whether Case Keenum comes back healthy or not, you need to sit Case down and say, hey, look, bro, I've seen all that I need to see from you. You had a good run. You've done some good things. You've done a lot of bad things. But this was your final year in your contract anyway. We wasn't planning on bringing you back. So we just going to go ahead and roll with the kid for the rest of the year. Maybe we'll put you on IR. Go ahead and put Colt as the backup because Colt knows the offense a little bit better so he can help Dwayne a little bit better. And we go on from there. Why can't we have that mentality? Why can't we have that thinking? Because the season is done. You're 1-7. Just go ahead and finish it off with the kid. Get it ready for that next head coach. And let's start fresh and new.
I agree with everything you said except one thing. I wouldn't put Case Keenum on IR. I would just make him the third quarterback, like you said. Elevate Colt, get Colt in the room, and they're all in the room together. But like you said, Colt knows the offense a little bit better. You would like him to work a little bit closer. And I don't know what Colt's frame of mind is. I think Colt at this point might feel like I got shafted again, and I don't know if he wants to help or not. But at the end of the day, everything you said was pretty much spot on. That's how I feel. Like, what are we waiting on? It's time to take the bubble wrap off of him. It's time to allow him to go out there and play. And like I said, give him the reps during the course of the week. Allow him to pick out the plays that he's comfortable with and start constructing an offense suited for him, tailor made for him, that gives him a chance to succeed. And he'll gain confidence, and you'll start to be able to see the reasons why the Redskins selected him 15th overall. Is he going to make mistakes? You damn right he's going to make mistakes. That's what rookies do. But also, he's going to make his fair share of plays. And we know he's got the talent. We know he's got the capability, but you got to give him an opportunity. And right now, that's the part that's missing, is he just isn't able to get the opportunities.
Exactly, and I'm 100% agreeing with you on that, because I mean it's like at this point right now, you have to see what you have in this kid, because if I remember back when we had RG3 in his first game against the Saints, if we go back and look at that, Kyle Shanahan did a phenomenal job of developing him in that first game, because Robert threw about like 10 different screen passes in that game. Mm-hmm. If I do remember. Keep it that same way with Dwayne. Just say, all right, we're just going to start out with a little simple. We're going to go with a quick game. We're going to go with some RPOs. We're going to go with the little screen game, kind of get you comfortable, kind of get you in a little bit of rhythm. Slow the game down a little bit for you, and keep the defense honest. So that way, now when you're setting up for those route concepts to develop downfield, boom, he can probably start picking up things a little bit faster. Because one thing I've noticed about Dwayne, even watching him back in that preseason, he never made the same mistake twice.
And that's my thing, is that's what I've been saying all along, is that in order to make him comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
you throw the short passing game. You know what I mean? Get it out of his hands quick, so you don't trust the offensive line. Which I really don't like this notion that our offensive line can't pass protect. I don't think they're that horrible. I think there are certain situations that you do not want to put our offensive line in, but I don't. Obviously, if it's 3rd and 11, and the other team knows we're throwing the football, which is why we need to throw it more on first down, like we saw tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
When they don't know the pass is coming. These are things you can do to keep a defense off balance. When they know that they can pin their ears back and come after our quarterback, yeah, that can make us a little bit nervous. But at the same time, there are ways to combat that. The Patriots do a great job of, like we watched them against the Jets on Monday Night Football. It was 3rd and 8, and Brady was throwing a bubble screen to Julian Edelman for a first down. Like, there are things you can do to combat a pass rush. There are ways to get the ball out of a quarterback's hands quickly so that you don't have to worry about your offensive line. The Patriots don't like their offensive line. Their offensive line is in shambles right now. But you know what they did? We're just going to get it out of Tom's hands quick. Don't worry about it. You're going to have a chance to get to him. There are ways around issues. That's why I don't want to hear the excuses. And fans have been brainwashed to make excuses. Oh, we don't have an offensive line. He don't have nobody to throw it to. He got enough targets out there. There's ways to scheme guys open. All right? So I don't want to hear that. I just get him out there, get him ready, and get him comfortable, and allow him to make some plays, make some mistakes, and learn from all of it.
Exactly, because I mean, I like to see the kid play an actual full game and not put him in a position in the second half where you're pretty much already down and you're not really sure about how the game is really going to go, because you're not sure what our defense is going to do, because Greg Minuski likes to go all conservative all of a sudden, because that's one thing that a reporter, DeQuell Jackson from Comcast, Washington, he used to also play for Minuski, and he said it. It was like, oh, he's a guy, as soon as you get a lead, he'll call the dogs off. And there's a lot of times, even during the game, he'll start to call the dogs off. And when you look at our defense, when he's calling aggressive plays, our defense loves that. Those players, they go wild on it, and you see the execution. But then when he starts backing them up, now you start seeing them like, man, come on, bro, like, let's get it. This is Kirk. We know what Kirk does when we put the pressure on. Put the pressure on that big boy. That's why I say, man, like, look, I
know it may not matter, but to me it does. I say, hey, the next defensive coordinator that comes in, please be a 4-3 guy because I like to see Ioannidis, Payne, Tim Settle, and Allen on the field at the same time.
Well, the thing is, if you play a 4-3, those guys won't be on the field all at the same time. That's why they play a 3-4 because they feel like they can get more of those guys on the field. When you play a 4-3, you're gonna have two base defensive ends, which would be Sweat and let's just say Kerrigan, for the time being, and then you would have two interior defensive linemen. So you wouldn't have all of those guys on the field. You would probably have Payne and Allen on the field, and so Ioannidis would be subbing in. And whereas when you play a base 3-4, which we're not in all that much, but when you play a base 3-4, you Ioannidis, Payne, and Allen all on the field all at the same time. So that's the thought process behind playing a 3-4 versus playing a 4-3. But really, it doesn't matter because we're in even personnel a lot of times in an even front because we're in nickel a ton. Most of the game any damn way. So.
Right. Okay. But man, I just hope I don't wish any type of injury, or I wish the best for Case, and I hope he does get healthy.
Right.
But also at the same time, I hope somebody sits Callahan down and say, hey, throw the kid in, man.
So from what I've heard, somebody already told me on his post-game presser, he already said if Case is healthy, he's playing next week. And if he's not, Dwayne's getting the start. So with that being said, like you said, I want Case to be fine, but I'd like him to not be healthy enough to go this week. And because I figure once you put Dwayne in, once he gets that first start, to me, there's no going back at that point. You know what I mean? So I just want him to get that first start, and I would like him to do well enough to where they feel like, okay, what are we doing here? Let's just play the kid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Maybe this might be the little slight crack in the door. It's slightly ajar. Maybe this is an opportunity to maybe pry that door open and let Dwayne go in. So like I said, I don't wish anything on Case, but I would like him to not be healthy. I would like him to not be out of the concussion protocol. He's got 10 full days to heal. I think Case will be back, to be honest with you.
Well, hey, we'll see. Because Vernon Davis, he's been out the last month on concussion protocol.
He has. Yeah, it varies. Every concussion is not created equal. So we'll see. But anyway, Corey, man, I appreciate you chiming in, bro. Really good call.
All right, for sure, man. Have a good one.
Likewise. So, look, the consensus is everybody wants Haskins to play. I think we're all in agreement that, I won't say all, because there are a lot of you out there still that feel like he shouldn't be in the game, and I don't really understand the logic behind that, but I'm going to try to get to some. There's no one, the phone lines for the first time tonight aren't going bananas, so I'm going to try to get to some of these comments and skim through these real quick, at least the ones that are pertinent. So, man, there's a lot of comments. If I can get back to the top, let's see. Somebody said, talk about Terry McLaurin. Little Lion says, talk about McLaurin. I did already, but the guy was phenomenal tonight. I feel like we're holding him back in certain regards, not getting him enough targets, not getting him the ball in a position to make plays, even though I thought tonight had the makings of him having a monster night. What he was doing in the first half versus Xavier Rhodes and the plays he was making. He set up the first scoring opportunity of the night. Should have been a touchdown on that possession. Got to get in the end zone. You get the ball inside, first and goal from inside the 5. I think it was at the 3-yard line, and you can't get it in. That's the one time during the course of the night I thought Kevin O'Connell struggled, was play calling inside the 10-yard line. I thought it was a little suspect. Was not really pleased with the way he called the game down there per se, but I hate second guessing coaching decisions and play calling, especially when sometimes it's just lack of execution. The play call was a good call against the particular defense, and you just didn't execute. I mean, Case could have ran for a touchdown one time, which that's probably my biggest gripe with Case right now is just, bro, go make a play. It's like he's reluctant to leave the pocket, and you saw some sacks and some things come of that. And there were some opportunities for him to just run and leg some things out, and he just refused to do it. And that's crazy because the Case Keenum in Minnesota was the polar opposite. He was making plays with his legs. It seemed like he didn't want to do it here. DMV fan 123 says, honestly, I don't think that our defense is that far away. A defensive end like Chase Young and a cornerback that can play alongside Dunbar, we may start to cook with fire. Offense, however, he says, leaves a lot to be desired, essentially. Niners fan says, that kid Madison is dynamic. I talked about him. I was wrong about him coming into the league, too. I thought Alexander Madison wasn't all that great coming out of Boise. It didn't take me long. I think it took me the first 2 games of the season to realize, man, this dude is legit. So that didn't take long at all. Dark Sealer 1995 says, do you believe that the Redskins should have traded up and gotten Devin Bush instead of drafting Dwayne now, knowing what you know and how they've handled his development? Nah, not necessarily. I didn't think we needed to trade up to do anything. I would have stayed at 15, and I would have taken Brian Burns, out of Florida State, who already has 4.5 sacks in the season for the Carolina Panthers. That's the guy I would have taken at 15, but that's nor here nor there. Let's see. Emperor Meat says, why do your Redskins keep setting up Haskins to look bad? It's almost if they want him to fail by doing this to him. Well, he's the backup quarterback. I mean, I don't know what else you want him to do. Unless you don't want him to play at all, you don't put him in as the backup. But a guy got hurt. That's the second time he's come in this season. The first time, I was all for it. Case Keenum was playing horrifically, and he was dealing with an injury. Jay Gruden decided to put him in to give the team a spark. And initially, he did versus the Giants. Tonight, Case Keenum went down with a concussion. I mean, what more is there to say? He was the backup quarterback. The starter got injured. Backup goes in. I mean, it is what it is. Let's see. Dark Sealer says, do you think Dwayne is benched this week after coming in? That will mentally ruin him because he was already benched after coming in the first time. And I think this is something that was echoed by one of the callers. It may be the same person, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that it will ruin him if he goes back to the bench. I just don't see the point behind it. It just doesn't make any sense. He's already in the game now, and you're 1-7. I get it the first time around. At that time, you were 0-4, and you didn't want to quit on the season then. And I'm not saying you quit on the season because Dwayne is in, but you see the writing on the wall. You understand where this team is at 1-7. I think it's time for them to turn the page and understand that it's about developing for the future and not trying to hold on to the past. See. Emperor Meat says, Dalvin Cook or CMC? Also, what happened to Montez Sweat? I've only heard about his deodorant commercials than his play. Montez Sweat has, I felt like, been held back. First of all, he's extremely raw. That's where you start with him. Secondly, I feel like he's been held back because of the way they've been using him. They haven't been utilizing him in the right capacity. Like tonight, for instance, they sent him on a TE game where he twisted inside. And he almost came free, but you could see the speed there. Like I said, I would use him like a Jadeveon Clowney piece. I would move him around. He would not be just rushing straight off the edge. I would be blitzing him from the interior. I would be moving him around and overloading a side, and he would be the free guy coming because his speed is ridiculous. You want to get him unblocked. You want to get him going up the field with his speed and his length. And the way he covers ground, he'll be on top of the quarterback in no time. And I just don't think they've done a good enough job of scheming up ways to get him to the quarterback. But that's just me. KR says, to all the people bashing Haskins, do you remember how future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning started his career? No, they don't. They don't remember that. You know, all they know is that Haskins has thrown 4 interceptions in his first 22 passing attempts, and that he's a bust. That's all they know. They don't understand that this is a process and that growing pains are going to take place, mistakes are going to happen, and you need him to make these mistakes in order to get better. And so I don't understand where some of these fans are coming from, but it is what it is. Matthew Quisenberry says, how do you feel the offensive line performed overall tonight? I feel like they let us down a little tonight. So I thought the offensive line was actually pretty solid tonight. And like I said, the blitz that resulted in a Dwayne Haskins sack wasn't really on Dwayne Haskins or the offensive line for that matter. I would like to have seen Eric Flowers not commit to that double team on that down block so hard. I don't think he needed to double and help chase Rouillet. Rouillet could have done that himself. He's got to identify that blitzer is coming, and he's got to be ready to pick him up. But he allowed Shamar Stephen to grab his jersey and pretty much keep him from getting to that blocker. I need him to sell that a little bit better too. I need him to exacerbate that and show the official that he's being held. He didn't do a good enough job of selling that to the official so that he could see that this guy's stopping me from getting to this block. But I didn't think the offensive line was that bad tonight. Yeah, to be honest with you. Case Keenum, when he was in, I think he had ample time to throw the football. There were some great lanes for him to run and escape the pocket, and he just refused to run. So I thought the offensive line was actually pretty solid. And Adrian Peterson ran effectively. I think he had 14 carries for like 76 yards. I mean, he ran the ball effectively tonight. I thought the offensive line was actually pretty solid. Chris Kurzland said, I agree. Please, no Haskins hate. He hasn't had the reps. Let's see. Chris also says, we need to respect the rookie and be patient. Give Haskins first team reps during the week. Please, Callahan, respect the process. I think that's all we're asking for at this point, man. It's just respect the process and let's get it started. That's what I think we need to see the most is them just commit to this kid, give him the opportunity, and see what he can do. And really, that's what I think we need to see. Jacqueline Guerrero says, what is your biggest problem with the Redskins right now? Outside, if you're talking macro, obviously it's Bruce Allen, because we can't get rid of Dan Snyder, but we can get rid of Bruce Allen. So if you're talking on a macro level, big picture is Bruce Allen. If you're talking micro and you're talking about in-game and week to week, my biggest issue is Dwayne Haskins not getting in the game at this point. And I think that's the biggest issue that we have right now is just getting this kid in the game, getting him ready, getting him up to game speed, and getting him prepared to help this team win in the future. So, yeah. In any event. All right, that's it. Let's get out of here, man. We've been up here for long enough. I really appreciate you guys finding me on this stream. The other stream was unsuccessful, so I really appreciate you guys chiming in. And I think that this is going to be a long process. One that I'm not sure when the Redskins are going to finally get this thing started. Brandon Brantley says, if you are seriously drawing similarities between Manning's rookie season and Haskins, you are reacting on blind faith and do not know football as much as I thought you did. I honestly don't even know what you're referring to, and I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if I've mentioned Peyton Manning more than once, and I think I just mentioned his name that one time, but someone said that Peyton Manning struggled and threw 28 interceptions. Well, didn't say he threw 28. I'm telling you, he threw 28 interceptions in his rookie season, but no one was talking about Peyton Manning, so I don't know what you're talking about, but the two are vastly different. Peyton Manning started for 3 or 4 years at Tennessee. He came into the league as a ready product and started from day one in Indy. That's not what Dwayne Haskins is, but that makes no difference as to whether he should be playing or shouldn't be playing. So again, I don't even know what you're talking about, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get out of here. And I thank you guys for joining me. Like the video, subscribe to the Louie T Network if you haven't already done so. And 19-9. Redskins covered the spread. It was a 16-point spread. The Redskins only lose by 10. Hey, look, man, could have been a lot worse. So Redskins actually played okay on defense. They bent, they never broke. They weren't good enough, though. Simply put, they weren't good enough on offense. They're never good enough on offense. And tonight they weren't good enough on defense either. But I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage it could be. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Take care.